Hi friends, and welcome to a very special episode of our program. You see, this one is all about the future, and I am proud and pleased to report that if these next 4 young hunters are any indication, our future is in very good hands. We're going to go out today and enjoy the youth deer season here in Michigan, Wilderness Journal style. And you know what that means. We're going to take some young people out to the deer woods and see can they get it done. And we're going to start with Autumn Hill. Now, for those of you gals out there watching who still believe somehow that hunting is just a guy thing, well, put down your cell phones and snuggle up a little bit to that TV set, because young Autumn here is going to prove to you once and for all you can certainly put on a shine for Friday night and still go out and put it in the truck on Saturday morning. Hey, I'm your host, Kyle Randall. This is my Wilderness Journal, and we're headed out to hunt with young people right now. Friday night saw Autumn Hill being presented as her freshman class's homecoming princess, and Saturday morning found her in a deer stand, watching it rain. And there were times that day when it was absolutely pouring. Fortunately, like any good deer hunter, Autumn decided to stick it out, and her patience was finally rewarded. It finally quit raining a couple hours before dark, and not long after it quit, a doe started working her way up the food plot. And not 2 minutes after that doe showed up, another deer, a buck. This was exactly what Autumn had been waiting for. Now all she needed to do was get her gun up and out the window without banging anything, without spooking either one of these deer. When she finally did get it out there, the buck had moved, and so had the doe. Now she couldn't shoot. The buck wasn't totally sideways, but worse, the doe was right behind him. There was no way she could take a responsible shot. She'd just have to wait. Imagine you're 13 years old, the day after homecoming, you're sitting out in a deer blind, and all you need is for this buck to turn a little sideways and you can take your shot. He's standing there showing you his butt, and then more deer show up. Just what you need. More eyes, more noses, more chances to get caught. With only the reassuring words of her father and her own determination to lean on, Autumn somehow managed to sit there and wait and not get caught, not spook any of these deer. That wasn't until one of the does picked something, saw something, and laser locked on that blind. Now it was obvious something was going to give. And it was going to give real soon. And with that, the transition was complete. Autumn Hill went from homecoming princess to successful huntress in less than 24 hours. Proving that deer hunting isn't just for the guys anymore. Congratulations, Autumn. What a tremendous shot and a great deer. You are indeed the total package. From homecoming princess to real family provider in less than 24 hours. I'm absolutely positive you have a truly bright future. And now, let's head back to the hills. This time with Aubrey Hill, in fact. Aubrey is Autumn's younger sister, and friends, I should tell you, if you didn't have the pleasure of raising more than one daughter, there are two things in this world that little sisters despise more than anything else. First, being called someone's little sister, and yeah, having your older sister show you up is the second. So you can bet when Aubrey headed to the woods, she had more than a little intent in her heart, and perhaps a small chip on her shoulder.
It's the last night of the youth hunt. Tonight I hope I found something good.
More than a little anxious, Aubrey sat that second evening waiting, and waiting, and waiting. Unfortunately, that too was a big part of deer hunting.
Dad, you said there are bucks here. Where are they? I think Grandpa needs new property with more deer on it.
And then finally, Aubrey's patience was rewarded. A doe stepped out into the food plot and started working her way toward Aubrey. And not 2 minutes later, a little spike buck stepped out in front of the blind, not 50 yards. He actually was pretty sideways, presented a decent shot, and almost amazingly...
He's too small.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. She got that from me. Still, the point was, Aubrey decided to pass. She was going to wait for something bigger, something older. I was actually kind of surprised this was the only night she had to hunt, and yet she thought, you know, I'm going to wait it out and maybe one of those will show up. Just before it was too dark, a better buck actually stepped out into the food plot. Now all Aubrey had to do was get the gun out the window and get it on the deer, just like her older sister, only she had to do it with that spike buck staring at her at like 15 feet.
I'm so glad I got this book, and I thought I wasn't going to get one.
Congratulations, Aubrey Hill. You too made a great shot and got a dandy buck at the very last minute. And you proved that it's not necessarily birth order, but the willingness to stick with it and keep hunting that makes the biggest difference in the deer woods. And while I'm congratulating and thanking, I want to thank to Alan for going along, you know, their dad, and carrying the camera so we could share that. You, sir, have every right to be proud, and it looks like the entire Hill family is going to eat just fine this winter. Now, friends, let's shift gears. Let's go from east to west Michigan and join a young man for his first hunt. Namely, this young man is Cole Hopkins, and if that sounds familiar, that's because Cole is the youngest son of our good friends Ryan and Valerie Hopkins. And Cole has been waiting for this day for 2 full years, ever since his sister got to go out on her first hunt right here on this program.
Western Michigan saw its share of rain during the youth hunt, but we also had parts of the day when it was sunny and warm enough you could actually take your coat off and entertain yourself, you know, waiting for the deer to show up. Deer hunting has changed a little, I guess. What hasn't changed is when the deer come. Then you have to be quiet and still and careful. Especially if one of them decides to walk right up in your kisser, I mean like at 10 feet and stare you down. This little gal was exactly 10 feet 7 inches from this little guy's nose, and any movement, any twitch, anything, and she'd blow up like a grenade. Fortunately, Cole sat there still as a stone, and that little doe fawn worked her way back out to feed on the acorns. Friends, you may not realize it, but that was actually a rite of passage for a deer hunter. If you can't get by the does and fawns, you're never going to see the bucks. And speaking of bucks, about a half hour later, what appeared to be a nice buck was working his way down underneath the oaks. There was a lot of brush. It was hard to tell, but we had definitely seen antlers. hit him.
Good job.
You the man.
Good job, buddy. That is a great first buck.
What a beautiful job.
Good job. Dropped him right in its tracks, buddy. Good job. I'm super proud of you. Good job, buddy. What a beautiful buck, buddy. Good job. Oh, look at that, buddy. Was that fun?
Yeah.
Did you like that? Great first year, buddy. I'm super proud of you.
Look over here at Uncle Kyle. Let me ask you, was that your heart I heard pounding in there? Yeah. It sounded like it's about to come through your shirt, man.
Yeah. Look on your face as big as your eyes were after you pulled the trigger, buddy. I think you liked that.
And I want you to know something. You did an awesome job.
Yeah,
You
did.
stayed still, and it was hard waiting on that buck. He stood there and teased you. What'd you think, he'd never come out?
How about we'll go get the buggy and go get Mom, and we'll come back and show her your first buck, all right? All right.
Congratulations, Cole Hopkins. What a tremendous shot and a great buck. These kids are knocking it out of the park. It is such a pleasure, and I certainly want to thank Cole and his dad, Ryan, for letting me join them on Cole's first hunt. Buddy, you can hunt with me anytime. Now, friends, I want to take you to Act 4 of our little drama. We're going to join Kai Cruzan in the deer woods for her first ever deer hunt, her first turn in the seat, her first try at the trigger, and I truly hope she can do half as well as the rest of our youngsters have, because you know what? They set the bar pretty high. Just at gray light that morning, Kai was trying to find what looked like a pretty nice buck in her scope, but it was just too dark. There were actually two deer there, no way to tell for sure which one was which until one of them would pick its head up, and when the second one did, it was obvious it was a smaller spike buck. Still, one of these deer was definitely a shooter. We just needed a bit more daylight to do the shooting. I'm sure it seemed to Kai like daylight was coming agonizingly slow, and this buck was moving way too fast. And unfortunately, by the time it got around our blind and down sun a little bit where we could actually see it a little clearer, it was in so much brush, it was so thick, there was no way for Kai to take a reasonable shot. She'd just have to wait.
Exciting, huh? We'll get a chance. We'll get our shot. Just gotta wait. This is what it's about. It's hunting. Okay. That afternoon, we'd been sitting for over an hour, and the only thing we'd seen so far was this pileated woodpecker and one hen turkey. Still, just about any kind of critter will keep a young person's attention. They still keep my attention, and looking at anything is better than looking at nothing until that deer comes along. And speaking of deer coming along, a doe and fawn were coming up alongside of our blind. I mean right outside the edge of it, not 10-15 yards. This is one of those things that a young hunter has to learn to deal with. When you're hunting food sources, in this case acorns, deer can pop up from anywhere, and they oftentimes do. You have to be careful. And you also have to pay attention. When deer start looking in a particular direction, you should too. Kai and I spent the next 20 minutes trying to keep track of the buck behind us without spooking the doe in front of us. That is, until we noticed some movement down near the swamp. This, friends, looked promising. Stand up. Real careful. Real careful. Stand up. See him. Kai managed to get to her feet and ever so carefully ease that rifle out the window without spooking the buck.
Find him in the scope. Where's that buck going?
He's going this way. There he comes.
Can you see him? Turn this one. Bah. Bah. Do ya? You sure? Okay. You got him, baby. You got him. You got him. Put it back on safe. It looked like a good shot, honey.
I got him. I hit him with
You had it right on his shoulder. Nice job. Oh, was that exciting?
Yep, I beat you. Haha.
Wait till your cousin see that. Drown, look in there and say, I got him, Daddy.
I got him, Dad.
Nice job. I'm so proud of you. You're good. Is that exciting? Yeah, give me kisses. No, I don't usually kiss deer hunters. Good job. You want to go find your deer?
Can I put on my shoes first?
Okay, we had to take your shoes off so you could quit making noise on the chair, but we can put them back on.
Kai, in her nervousness, was having a little trouble not clunking her feet off the metal chair rail, so I just took her shoes off. Hey, it worked.
Not sure those are deer hunting boots.
I'm gonna wear my leather boots.
Yeah, I think so. Here, you put your shoes on. Here's the other one.
And once we finally had those official deer hunting shoes back on, it was finally time to go find Kai's deer.
He's all done. Come here, baby. Give me some love. Nice job. Get a hold of that, big old boy. Reach under and grab a hold of that buck. That's your first buck, kid.
Oh, you're heavy.
Look at that. There's your first buck. You want some help?
No, I got him.
Here, you kneel down right there behind it. And see, can you hold that up? Get a hold of the bottom right here. Right down here. Right there. Both hands. You got to hold up hard. That's heavy. That's a big old buck.
He's mine.
I already unloaded this, so it's safe. There we go. How do you feel?
Good.
Huh?
Mr. Hopkins, come here.
Hey, buddy. Come here. Take a
Yeah,
look at this. This is what this girl thing's about. Look at there.
Hey, congratulations, honey. Super proud of you. Awesome.
Look
deer.
at that. What do you think?
Cool.
Tell them what you did. Tell them what happened.
I almost started crying.
Did ya? We were pretty excited, weren't we?
That's good.
Isn't that a nice
That's
buck?
what it's all about right there, honey.
Isn't it? Did you tell them what happened to the other buck, the big buck?
The big buck.
He kind of got spooked.
Yes.
Yeah. What did we do? We took your shoes off, didn't we? Put her feet kept bunking on the tall stool she was on. So we actually were hunting without our shoes on. We just had her in her socks, and it worked, didn't it? She's up there in her sock feet, but it worked, huh, baby?
It's cold.
It was a little cold. Huh?
Give us kisses.
Nice job, baby.
Good job, honey.
Good buck. Your first one ever. It'll never get better than this.
Congratulations, Kai Cruz, and another terrific shot and a super buck. You, girl, are the bomb. All of these youngsters, can you imagine? 4 young people, 4 one-shot, drop them in their tracks. This is how deer hunting is supposed to be. And yes, there's a little more to it than just genetics, if you haven't figured it out already. Kai Cruzan is indeed the eldest granddaughter of myself and Miss T, so she's gotten some real-world instruction, not only from us, but from her dad and mom. They've been to the hunter safety route. They know how to do this, folks, and that's the message. Take your young people hunting. Teach them. Take the time. That's the real difference maker. Whether it's the Hill family or the Hopkins or the Cruzans or the Randalls, All of the Wilderness Journal family can benefit from young people coming into the out of doors and enjoying it just like these four did. And I truly hope some of you go out there with some of yours and make these kind of memories. Well, congratulations again to all our young people, to Autumn and Aubrey and Cole and Kai. You certainly made us proud, and you made yourselves proud. You know, that's the great thing. You went out and you tried and you persevered and you got it done, and that's what being a real huntress or hunter is all about. And yes, if you're paying attention, friends, it's not just genetics. Kai Cruzan is, like I said, our granddaughter, but it was her mom and dad, Robert and Ember, just like Ryan and Valerie and Alan and Lindsay, everybody that took the time to teach and to show and to afford and to take. And that's the real message of this program. Take your young people hunting. This is our legacy. This is what we owe our fathers and our grandfathers and grandmothers, our aunts, uncles, everybody that took the time to take and show us. And you know, if you're out there, with or without a young person, I truly hope to see you. I hope you do have some of them young people along, because for me at least, they're truly good luck. But either way, you know I'm going to stop and share a cup and a fire. And if I don't see you out there, friends, well, at the very least, I truly hope to see each and every one of you right back here for another adventure from my Wilderness Journal.
Congratulations again to all our young people and to all those who went out and tried. The Wilderness Journal is underwritten by